Saturday morning thoughts. It's AT Malone, the first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Last day of my work week, man. I feel good. I feel accomplished. I feel victorious. And I am consistently motivated, man. Even though it's the last day, listen, there's more mountains to climb, there's more things to achieve, and you got to make life worth living, man. Sometimes I find myself either sitting in this accent chair in my living room or sitting at my bar. See that back there? All them bottles and everything right there. And I reflect when I first purchased this house, and I'll even go before that. When I first looked at this house with my realtor, and everything was empty. Everything. It was a blank slate. It was a canvas. And when I decided to purchase this house, the ideas of design was already formulated. That's why I got it. And now looking around and seeing everything that I've created, even the fireplace that I sit on when I do my Wednesday and Thursday morning thoughts, it wasn't like that. I had that custom made, man. I picked out the tile. My boy, shout out to Shar. He knocked it out for me during the pandemic, during the shutdown. And these are the things that I think about. And that's kind of how life is. You start off with a blank slate, a blank canvas. And depending on what decisions that you make, that's how your life ends up being. The environment that you end up living in, the jobs that you work, the people that are placed around you. Now, you can't do anything about your family because they're just there. But friends, intimate relationships, that's all a you thing. And I wanted to talk about this morning, man. As a parent, if you're a good parent, don't you find yourself questioning the things that you do as far as your child? Meaning, am I making the right decision when it comes to my child? Am I acting in their best interest? Am I pouring everything that I have into this child? Because they are a blank canvas when you have them. And depending on how you raise them is how they're going to turn out, regardless. Now, when they become adults, we hope that the things that they've learned over time is still instilled within them, but that's on them. We can't do anything about that. But when they're living under your roof and it's your responsibility to guide them, you do question yourself. I know I do all the time. Am I making sure that I'm making the right decisions for him? The things that I have him doing, is that enough? How can I continue to prepare him for the real world? And if you're not doing that as a parent, man, it's a disservice to your child. And even if you are a phenomenal, amazing, good role model like myself, when it comes to my son, I still do that. Why? Because I am my hardest critic, and I want to always make sure that I supply him with every single resource that he needs. So it's not weird to question your, parental skills at all. It's just life. And we want to always make sure that we are being the best role models for our children. We are rearing them in the correct manner, and we leave no stone unturned, man. It's just what we do. And then one of the biggest things that we must do is monitor the information that we take in, whether it be music, people that we hang out with, social media, the things that we watch on TV. You got to monitor that stuff. If you're watching reality TV all day long, then you're not getting any type of substance, man. You got to get substance in your life. Because if you don't, certain things will transpire in your life that you will allow because you're not really feeding your mind good information, valuable information. And it kind of brings me to this conversation that I had with these old heads on Wednesday at the cigar lounge. And don't get it twisted, man. These older generations, the boomers, the Gen Xers, they have some valuable information. But at the same time, they grew up in a different era than we grew up in. So our outlooks are completely different. So having that right state of mind is very important because you got to sift in and out the good information and the bad information. Take in the good information, reject the bad. So we were talking about politics, of course, and I am part of the 8%, not the 92%, because I got off the Democratic plantation. And the conversation was about, of course, Trump and Elon auditing the government. And you got these old heads talking about how, he's just doing all of this so he can make his friends richer and so he can get richer. I mean, if you're worth over $1 billion, how much more money do you need? Elon Musk is actually losing money, auditing the government with Doge. But once people have this perception of other people, sometimes it just sticks with them. And if you're in your 50s, 60s, and up, you stuck in your ways anyway. You're not going to be able to convince them otherwise, okay? That's why we call them old heads. They are not evolving. Don't be like those guys. But anyways, then we also talked about Trump and this tariff war that's going on with Canada, China, Europe, and how bad it's going to be for the American people. That's what they're saying. Me, I look at it completely different. And the conversation was basically over because I tuned out when I asked this one question. I asked him, I said, look, do you think it's a good thing that we rely on other countries for a lot of our resources? And instead of saying yes or no, you know what they said? Well, it's a globalized economy. We're going to need things from other countries. And I said, that doesn't answer my question. The question is, do you think it is a good thing that we have to rely on other countries besides relying on ourselves for other resources? It's a simple yes or no. And they could not answer that question. It went on to some other things and, hate Trump, white man bad, the type of blackety black stuff that smart, intelligent black people just reject. We tune out of that dumb shit. But what they don't realize is the fact that the only reason why he's even putting these tariffs is because, number one, they put tariffs on us. Number two, it doesn't even make any sense if we subsidize Canada. We literally help their economy stay afloat with our US dollars. Doesn't make any sense. And what do we get out of it? Zero. Makes no sense at all. But it's very interesting how you could despise somebody so much that it just takes away the rationale. And maybe it's because these guys weren't even from Texas, because I believe that Texans are built completely different. Now, if you know your history, you know that we were our own republic. So we are very independent. We are very self-reliant, the way that the U.S. as a whole needs to be. That's where Trump is trying to put the U.S., like how Texas was. We were functioning by ourselves for a period of time back in history. And that's how we operate. So when Trump says, hey, we need to stop relying on other countries and rely on ourselves, reinvest into the country, why is that such an issue? Isn't that something that everybody bitched and complained about? You know, why wouldn't you want to support your neighbor, support, a small local business? That's what we're getting back to. American jobs, right? Minimum wage. Well, the only way that you can increase minimum wage is if you bring more jobs back into the US. Because as you know, we all have people who have used illegal migrants that came here, pay them cheap, and get the job done in the US. Well, we're getting rid of that. So if you guys want to make a better wage, y'all got to hop on board, man. You got to hop on board. Why wouldn't you want to support the country that you're from? Why would you want to rely on other countries that have leverage over us? We got to stop that. We will never be able to create a better future for our children unless we reset, re-strategize, and restructure. Yes, there are going to be bad times along the way because with any reset, there's going to be sacrifice. So what? You should have prepared for it last year. I did. Other people around me did. So this is nothing new, nothing different. And think about it. When the market is down, it's nothing but a buying opportunity. You get everything at a discount. You can get stocks, ETFs, crypto at a discount. So if you get your tax return, it's probably the best thing to do is buy the stock, the crypto, the ETFs, the bonds while they're on sale. Use your brain, man. But this is my Saturday morning thoughts. It's time to eat some breakfast, feed the dog, and get my ass to work, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell, man. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.